Em New York, the Big City, ou Nova York, a grande cidade, Will reúne uma série de vinhetas sobre o cotidiano das metrópoles. Nova York é a personagem principal.
Ele trouxe a sofisticação do teatro, porque é uma das referências dele. O pai dele era cenógrafo também, era pintor e cenógrafo. Ele trouxe a sofisticação do cinema expressionista alemão, ele costuma dizer isso. Os filmes expressionistas foram importantes para ele. E ele trouxe Nova York.
Postes, bueiros, caixas de correio, hidrantes. Todos esses sentinelas urbanos são incorporados na mitologia pessoal do autor. Will produz um livro com o ritmo da cidade. Ele conta as histórias de Nova York por meio da arquitetura da cidade. A cidade é que sustenta os personagens.
I enjoy humor that laughs at oneself, that is self-deprecating. When you develop a perspective or lift yourself above the scene itself, then you begin to think of things in a more humorous fashion because you were able to compare all the elements around.
O Edifício conta a história de 4 fantasmas com suas existências pós-mortem ligadas a um prédio na Avenida Dropsey, endereço emblemático nas histórias de Will.
My stories are all about city living. When you live in the city, you are very much a part of the buildings and the structures within the city. So for me, buildings take on character. They have a kind of a psychic quality.
Eu guardo com muito carinho na minha prateleira a história, o edifício. Tem uma coisa de arquitetura que eu acho muito legal, tem planos que só um grande desenhista pode observar. É uma história muito bem construída, tem muita delicadeza no roteiro, tem muita sensibilidade no roteiro.
So buildings to me have a character. I did a book called The Building, which deals with the disappearance or the demolition of a building, and I always ask myself, how can that be that they took this building down and there was nothing left?
Monroe Mente tenta sem sucesso salvar crianças de acidentes fatais, enquanto a bela Gilda Green mantém um romance proibido com o poeta Benny. A música de Antônio Tonati, capaz de incutir força nos fracos de espírito, e a obsessão do magnata imobiliário P.J. Hammond pelo prédio, completam a trama.
And I believe there's a psychic debris that is left when a building goes down.
Às vezes até é um pouco difícil escolher alguma coisa, mas eu acho que o edifício, pela síntese que tem, né, de contar a história de um prédio, eu sou fixado em arquitetura, eu sou fixado na narrativa urbana, me marcou, mas evidentemente que eu estou sendo injusto com todo o resto do trabalho dele.
Em 1989, Will lança City People Notebook, um caderno de notas com suas impressões sobre a vida urbana.
Taxi! Hey!
My thinking is city-oriented. I'm a city boy, and I think that way. Just as my artwork reflects my life in the city, because my artwork always is in strong shadow and in perspective.
Em 1991, Will lança uma obra que demandou 2 anos de intenso trabalho.
The Heart of the Storm was my first truly autobiographical work. It didn't start out to be an autobiographical work. What I wanted to do initially was to do a story about the subtlety of prejudice, of bigotry. The more I got into it, rather, the more I realized that I had to utilize my own life experience. And about 1/3 of the way through the preliminary writing of the story, I realized this was autobiographical and I might as well stay with it.
Really? Really? Yes, I read Will's graphic novels. My favorite is still To the Heart of the Storm. Of course, tomorrow he could write something new, which will then become my new favorite.
O livro permitiu a Will tratar da saga dos imigrantes judeus através da experiência de seus pais.
For years, in the spirit, I was very comfortable because I was hiding behind the spirit's mask. I was not exposing myself in any way. With the writing of Heart of the Storm, which became an autobiographical book, I was standing out in the middle of the street naked. I revealed myself totally, and it was a very traumatic experience. As a matter of fact, it was like therapy. I had a very difficult time dealing with, for example, my parents, how to treat my parents. Sometimes I felt guilty about how I treated my mother. I felt a little unfair in how I treated my father.
Além de tratar do relacionamento com seus pais, o livro era centrado na experiência de Will com o preconceito e antissemitismo, que culminariam com sua convocação para o serviço militar durante a Segunda Guerra.
This is my brother, Julian. Actually, his name is Pete. We call him Pete because it used to be Julian. When we were little boys, I was 8 years old, he was about 4 years old. We moved into a very tough neighborhood in the Bronx. I came downstairs with him. My mother always insisted I take care of him, so we were holding hands. I came downstairs, and when we got out in the street, there were 4 kids, very bad-looking kids. Kids said, "Oh, you are the new Jews here." I said, "Yes, we are." He says, "And what's his name?" My brother. I said, "His name is Julian." And they laughed. He said, "Julian." I said, "Julian, the Jew. He's a Jew." So I got angry, and I hit him. They hit me back, and they beat me up. There were 4 kids against me. And he was standing in the corner. He wasn't doing anything. He was a little kid. Anyway, we are going upstairs. There's blood running down my nose, and I have a blow on my cheek, and my ear was beat. And I said to him, "Look, from now on, your name is Pete."
As novelas gráficas de Eisner continuam tendo um grande impacto no Brasil.
Eu fiquei muito feliz porque a partir de agora, e ele está em plena atividade, nós teremos ainda grandes obras. Cada uma é uma obra-prima. E uma obra-prima dele sempre é superada pela outra obra-prima. Beleza. Eu continuo fã.
E ele tinha, assim, um trabalho com os personagens, de envolvimento, que fazia a pessoa esquecer que estava lendo uma história em quadrinhos. Parecia que você entrou dentro de uma história, simplesmente. Não parecia cinema, quadrinho, não parecia nada. Era uma história que você entrou dentro, você fazia parte daquilo lá.
A aceitação das novelas gráficas como forma válida de expressão artística ainda é um difícil processo.
The United States has been behind many countries in the world in their acceptance of comics as a valid literary medium. I think that it's important for us to recognize that Will Eisner has been one of the leaders in helping people to realize that comics can be a powerful literary medium, telling stories of interest to adult readers, not superhero adventure stories meant for teenage boys. The general reading public in this country still, I think, doesn't understand completely the difference between comic books and graphic novels. I also think the fact that there are now museums having to do with comic art will help to educate the general public to the differences between the genres of cartoon art. My first impression when I met Will Eisner was of a person of incredible energy, who certainly could not be as old as his birth date would tell me he was. I believe that Will Eisner is looking forward, and I think that's one of the most exciting things about him. He recently gave a presentation here at Ohio State University in which he talked about the future of the graphic novel. And his excitement was contagious.